everyone, my name is Trofort Wilson, and here's another photo shoot breakdown. Alright, so for this photo shoot, I got to work with professional basketball player Cheyenne Parker to do her maternity session. And I know you guys are so surprised that I actually did a maternity session, but I love being able to challenge myself, especially when it comes to my portraits and working with athletes, and just doing things a little bit different, especially using my different lighting techniques. So the one thing that I want to highlight within this session is showing you guys how to create 3 different lighting scenarios with a white background. So for our first look, because she's having a girl, I knew that I wanted to incorporate some pinks and purples within this session. So for the first look, I decided to use some color gel. So for my lighting setup, for my backlights, I had the 2 lights aimed in my V-flats. And the thing that I did differently was I actually put my color gels on the backlights and I aimed them within the V-flat. So a couple things you want to be mindful of whenever you're using color gel is one, it definitely depends on what color you're putting your color gels on. So if you're using a black background, a gray background, a white background, whatever background you use is definitely going to reflect differently, so you want to be mindful of that, because of course if you use color gels on a black background, it's going to be much more vibrant than if you use it on a white background, because white is reflective. The second thing you want to be mindful of when you're using color gels on white is you want to be mindful of where your key light and where your fill light is going to be, because the one thing when it comes to using your key light, if you're shooting on white, if you don't have a key light on, you can see the beautiful vibrant color, and then the minute you put your key light on, it can blow it out. So you want to be very mindful of where you're positioning your model and how your key light is actually affecting where your color gels are hitting. And another thing you want to be mindful of is how you have the colors being created. So the reason I decided to use the color gels and have them aimed in the V-flats was because I wanted to have a nice even color spread on the background. Because if I had those color gels on my backlights aimed towards the backlight, there's going to be some points where the color is more vibrant, or where you may even see a white spot because of the power of the light. So a key thing is, if you want even tones, make sure that you're using a V-flat or an umbrella that will create a nice even spread on the background instead of having the lights directly on the background. So for my key light, I had the Octabank with the grid on it, and the reason I decided to have the grid on it was because I wanted to be able to control my light. I didn't want additional fall off that would actually white out the actual color gels. I wanted to make sure that it fell beautifully on the model. So as you guys can see, this is a 3-light setup. For my key light, I had the Octabank with the grid, and for my backlights, I had the backlights aimed in the V-flat with the color gels on it to create that nice, beautiful color on the background. So for the next look, I didn't make a lot of changes because I knew that I wanted to go completely white. So using the exact same lighting setup for the first thing, all I did was make slight adjustments. So I removed my color gels, and I actually raised the power in my backlights to about 1/2 or full, just so that I was able to actually get a nice clean white background. And another thing that you guys can notice in this session was my model was standing on a plexiglass. So you want to be mindful of how your V-flats are positioned, because if you open your V-flats, wherever it's open is where it's going to spread. So for the V-flats, I actually had it open a little bit to where some of the fall off could fall onto the actual plexiglass, which created the nice white in the background to where you couldn't even tell that she was actually on a plexiglass, only by seeing her reflection on the floor. And for the key light, I kept the Octabank with the grid on it, and all I did was raise the power a little bit higher. And as you guys can see on the side, I added a silver reflector just to create a nice subtle bounce and fill on the side of her face. Now for the last outfit, after taking some test shots, I knew that I wanted to put these images in black and white. So the only thing that I decided to change was for my backlight, I actually lowered the power because I wanted to have a nice even gray, light gray behind her. I didn't want it to be a white background like it was in the last image, so I dropped the power. And the only thing I really changed was my positioning of my key light, because I want to have that nice shadow on the side of her. So I actually moved the light to the side and a little bit higher to where it was aiming down and creating that nice shadow on the side of her. So that's how I created these 3 different lighting setups just using a white background. So my advice to you guys, like I always say, don't be afraid to have fun. Don't be afraid to play around, and don't be afraid to try something different. Listen, whenever you are creating, create fearlessly. If you have an idea, just try it out, because you never know how it will look. So I hope you guys learned something from this video. Let me know if you have any questions in the comments, and be on the lookout for the next video.